The two sisters drew lots at their birthday banquet to decide their futures. The older sister chose a deck of playing cards and a golden abacus. The younger sister, however, chose the two childhood sweethearts. The gambling king's father then took the two boys as his youngest daughter's betrothed grooms. The two boys' parents were overjoyed as well. After all, being connected to the gambling king was their honor. 20 years later, the older sister became the new gambling deity feared by everyone. She instructed her two live-in sons-in-law to be loyal to her sister. Both men swore they would treat the girl well. Everyone believed these two men would protect her for life, until a car accident took the life of the older sister. From then on, the girl's family fell into decline for 5 years. The two men began to transfer their affections when the girl's stepsister appeared. They not only tried to drain every ounce of the girl's wealth, they even forced all of the things the old sister had given her onto the stepsister. This time they pressured her to gamble. Using the pretext of helping her redeem her sister's heirlooms, they planned to saddle the girl with billions in debt. But the two men did not expect. A pair of murderous eyes upstairs was staring at them. The woman was none other than the deceased sister. Back then, she had been framed into a car accident while trying to win back a national treasure. So she played along, faked her death, and escaped. 5 years later, she hid her identity to join the gambling match organized by an enemy nation. But instead, she discovered that her sister was being framed by her two fiancés. Her assistant wanted to teach those two scumbags a harsh lesson but were stopped by the woman, because she wanted to see exactly what those two scumbags were up to. Very soon, the girl was conned out of all her money. Unexpectedly, the scumbag used her seductive photos to force her to keep matching bets. To reclaim her sister's heirloom, the girl could only gamble every asset she owned. Fortunately, this time she was dealt 3 kings, recalling that 2 aces had already appeared. There could be no hand higher than 3 kings, since the opponents still hadn't revealed their cards. She had to bet double whatever they bet each time, but now she was out of money, and her opponent kept raising. She had no choice but to borrow $1 million from a loan shark. The scumbag deliberately matched with $2 million. She had to call $4 million or fold. The sister could no longer bear it and wanted to avenge her sibling. Her assistant immediately intervened, claiming the enemy they were up against hadn't appeared yet and they couldn't reveal their identity. In the end, the sister forced herself to hold back. At that moment, the girl traded the Gao family's private seal for $50 million in chips. Then she went all in. The two men instantly panicked. They no longer had enough money to continue betting, but to force the girl to forfeit, the two scumbags put up 5% of their company's shares as well, worth a total of $100 million. If the girl called, she would have to put up $200 million. If she folded, all the chips would go to the stepsister. That way she could never redeem her sister's necklace. She now had no way out, so she borrowed $200 million from the casino owner. The stepsister mocked that she obviously didn't have that much money. But the next second, a waiter brought out chips worth $200 million. They didn't expect the girl to have such a high credit rating. Now it was their turn to panic, because they simply couldn't come up with $100 million. To win this gamble, the three mortgaged all their assets, which amounted to exactly $100 million. It was the girl's turn to make her choice, but she now had no money to continue playing. She tried to escape but was dragged back by the staff.